I forgot about another one. Enchanting. This is actually the last crafting profession preview for Wrath Classic, where we're focusing on the gold making potential of the professions. We're going to look at enchanting. Enchanting is going to get some massive changes with Wrath. And the big change is the addition of Vellums. We're finally getting Vellums. Because usually in Classic, in TBC Classic, you have to actually go and enchant gear in the trade window, which is very, very annoying. That's the main reason why I don't do enchanting for gold making at all on Classic. Because it requires you to sit in the trade hub or in the main city yelling in trade chat. But you don't anymore in Wrath. You can enchant the Vellum, you can sell the enchants on the auction house. Which is huge because it means enchanting is now finally worthwhile from my perspective. Now, something that's good about enchanting in Wrath, which is still the case in Classic, is that enchants are relatively expensive still. So for instance, this greater spell power enchant, well, it requires 6 dream shards, 40 infinite dust, 6 abyssal crystals. This is quite a lot of materials. This takes quite a few items to disenchant to get to, and this is very good because it means that the prices are going to be relatively high, and you'll be selling, which means you can sell enchants for a lot of gold. That means more profit also generally. So this is pretty good in Classic. They're probably going to be cheaper because it's now going to be easier to compete. More people are going to be competing. But still, I think there's a lot of potential there. Obviously, we can still also shuffle materials with disenchanting. I haven't looked at all the specific best recipes. I know that back in the day when I played Wrath, I used to do it with the jewel crafting, utilizing the Bloodstone ring and the Sunrock band, uncommon rings and some Eternals or crystallized earth. There might be potential with tailoring or other recipes. We'll see how material prices shake out. But there's definitely going to be potential, and we'll take a look at one specific thing a little further down that's going to be absolutely huge. And that's due to this factor right here, Vanessa Sellers. Well, she's the recipe vendor. This is where you get all of the recipes that are not vendor trained, pretty much. You get a good chunk of recipes from the vendor, including certain BIS recipes. And then there's a bunch that come from this vendor in Dalaran. And what does she sell them for? Well, she sells them for dream shards. So you can see here, dream shards. Some of them even sell for abyss crystals, but dream shards is the main one. And you need quite a few here. You can see for all of the weapon enchants, it's 10 dream shards each, and then for the armor enchants, it's 4 dream shards. So you need a couple of 50, 100, depending on if you're planning to buy them all. Now, obviously, this isn't gated. This is not BOP or anything, so you can get this very early on if you have the gold. And that's what you'll want to do. Obviously, you want to prioritize the recipes that has the most potential to make you your gold back. And not all of them. Like if you're paying 10 dream shards week 1, dream shards are going to be very expensive. They will be a massive bottleneck for getting your enchanting recipes. So we can expect dream shards to be relatively expensive very early on because they're used for both getting the recipes and the finished enchants. And then they're gonna go down in price, of course. Now for recipe priority, Berserking, this is the best in slot recipe or enchant for physical damage dealers for the most part. So this one is something you definitely want to prioritize. And then you have the Mighty Spell Power. This is the best for one-handed spell power items. Or if they are wearing a staff, then they will want greater spell power. So those 3 are the ones I would prioritize the most. Then maybe get Massacre or get some of the other just pure attack power on weapons. After that, and then you can get some of these enchants for the armor slots. Tuskars Vitality, move speed on boots, always very, very popular. Enchant Bracers, superior spell power, good. Boots, greater assault. Chest stats, nice one. And then there's the Bracers, greater assault. Those are the main ones I would get here. Probably not the rest of them, to be honest. The tank enchants, a little bit less value. And a lot of the other weapon enchants, also a lot less value, because they're not the ones suggested in the best in slot guides, and people just follow the best in slot setup. Now, as I alluded to earlier, the fact that these require dream shards, there's some opportunities here. In particular, there's this one ring, the Earth Shadow ring. There's another one as well from jewel crafting, but this one is very interesting. This requires you to have jewel crafting on the same character. But as you can see here, if this one disenchants into dream shards, which I haven't tested, they're level 73, so it's possible you get like some lesser dream shards or something. But it's 1 eternal earth and 2 shadow crystals, which are going to be very cheap probably if you're doing a lot of prospecting. It is bind on pickup, so you have to have enchanting and jewel crafting to do this. But this can be a way to shuffle some dream shards early on. And I would highly suggest like checking other professions. If you can craft some rare pieces of armor, it's very possible that you might be able to shuffle those profitably into dream shards the first weekish, as people are just shuffling or shoveling dream shards into the vendor and getting all their recipes. I don't think that's going to be a very long-lived opportunity. In general, rare items are a little bit too expensive to turn into crystals and shards, and people are going to be running heroics and they'll start generating shards relatively quickly. But it is an opportunity. It's definitely something to pay attention to. Check your profession. If there are some rare recipes, some BOEs that are cheap on your realm, take the opportunity to turn them into dream shards. So yeah. Now the main way you make gold with enchanting, well, it's pretty easy. You just go craft the best in slot recipes. Like you craft 5 to 20. I'm not sure if they stack to 20 on Wrath Classic, but keep a stack of each of all of the recipes that show profit. Keep them on your banker, run a post scan and post them all. Whenever you're posting, just get them all out onto the auction house. It's that simple. Obviously you're going to see a lot more sales on like the enchants that move the needle the most. Weapons are always good, but people are buying all of the enchants. Most people want to be fully enchanted, and most guilds expect people to be fully enchanted. So you're going to sell everything that's profitable. You're obviously going to start with the ones that are suggested in all the best in slot guides. But if things that aren't best in slot still sell for a profit, then absolutely you should still do it for very obvious reasons. We don't just care about what the guides say, we care about what the actual market does. So that's pretty much it. Yeah, buy the recipes, buy the dream shards, and get crafting. Nice thing about enchanting, you can do all of this, literally everything, level 68, don't need to go into Northrend at all. Everything is either from the trainer, from the vendor in Dalaran, or just a couple of drops from the open world that don't really matter much. It's like resistance enchants. They are not important. So yeah, you can get this done with a level 68. You can craft literally everything that's available in phase 1 at least, and you can enjoy your money. Good luck, guys.